Well, hello and welcome to San Antonio, Texas, in today's battle between the Trinity University Tigers, who come in receiving votes on the D3Football.com poll, and the 13th ranked Berry Vikings. This is the opener for both teams in the Southern Athletic Association, and for two teams that put up very strong records last year. Trinity 7-3 on the season. Berry eventually going 10-2, 9-1 in conference. Their only loss here in San Antonio to the Tigers. And opening kickoff will be taken by Trinity's Chris Stewart. And he's got a little bit of a seam up past the 30 to the 35, and we'll see where he stepped out of bounds. And the Tigers will be in position here offensively. And leading the way for Trinity will be Wyatt Messick. His running backs will be Charles Davis and Josh Izzy. Tommy Levine, Chris Stewart, and Austin Burtness will handle the receiving duties. And there will be others mixed in as well. Cade Holliday, Gabe Swift, Patrick Quintana, Trent Cotwell, and Braden McKinney will be on the offensive line for Trinity. Wyatt Messick coming in on the season opened it up very solid, and be a first down run play there for Davis, and he picks up about a yard. Messick, the last time he was here at Trinity on opening night, that was Thursday, September 5th. He was just offensive with his aerial passing game and threw for 3 touchdowns early on, finished with, I believe, 5 on the day. Tigers will look to get going early, much the same way they did against 9th-ranked Hardin-Simmons, scoring the game's leading touchdown. As Davis, another run play for about 2 yards. Will bring up 3rd and about 7. So 3rd down for Trinity. Messick on the season, 31 of 51, 410 yards, 6 touchdowns, 2 picks. Most likely see his first pass of the day right here. He drops back, looks across, and coming across would have been Tanner Lacey, and that one not even close. So it'll be a 3-and-out for the Vikings defense. And Berry holding Trinity here early on. This should be a pretty good game offensively for both teams. Trinity struggling here early on. The Vikings with a vaunted passing attack that we will see a little bit more as they get the ball here in just a moment. Ranazeski with the punt. Nice hang time. It's going to be a fair catch by Mason Kinsey, and that will be Viking ball here early on in the first quarter, and they will take over at the 20, we'll call it 27-yard line. Handoff there early for Berry, and possible fumble, maybe a turnover situation. And it looks like Berry got it back, although the officials are still conferring, and they're going to say 2nd down. So Viking recovery. And for the Vikings, Heath Birchfield will be the quarterback. Isaiah Dawson will be the tailback. Hayden Murphy at tight end. Cade Kinnemore, Mason Kinsey, Chanley Polk at wide receiver. Offensive tackles are Antonio Brown and David Heathcock. The guards are Jacob Bishop and Luke Seal. Rylan Williams is the center. That one's going to be a pass complete out over to Cade Kinnemore. And Kinnemore with Birchfield's first pass and they connect. But it'll bring up a third down in about 4. Tigers 3 and out on their first drive. Defense looking to do the same to Barry. Birchfield on the season, 18 of 27 for 316 yards, 4 touchdowns, no picks. We'll add one more to that in a couple of yards. And hit as he's thrown, but that's going to be a completed pass. And it's going to once be Cade Kinnamore, and the wide receiver with the second one. That takes us to midfield. And the 3rd and 4 converted into a first down. Tigers were able to get a hit on the quarterback, but not much they could do after that ball was out of Birchfield's hand, as he's able to make it 2 for 2 on the day. $17-yard completion there to Kinnamore. And Birchfield will be back. And a bobble on the catch, but it'll be pulled in. And that'll go for another first down, a gain of 11 for Michael Lucky. He was able to keep that one close to him as an initial touch was bobbled, and then he was able to pull it in. So Barry now moving down the field, their second first down of the day. Just about 4 minutes gone here in the game so far. And Birchfield, he'll toss that one out. Looking to gain the corner. He's got it and another first down. That's third. Isaiah Dawson. And depending on how the official stats go, that could be ruled as a forward pass. He kind of pitched it, went a little bit forward, so looked like a design run play. So we'll see if they give it a run. Dawson being the tailback, it would make sense. And they do. It's a second carry for Dawson. He fumbled the first one. That one goes for 13 yards. And it'll be 1st and 10 at the 25. Really 3 consecutive plays here. The Tiger defense looked good on the first 2, but the last 3, they've just looked out of sync. Another toss to Dawson, and he's got some space to run. And eventually, deep into the Tiger secondary, he's going to be brought down. Maybe a fumble, and they're going to say it is. And recovery by Trinity. It'll be the Tigers' ball as Dawson fumbles for the second time in 3 touches. You get a good look at it here. He kept going, trying to get the extra yardage. And then right there at the very end for Trinity, it's going to be Eddie Luna coming away with a strip. And Tiger recovery will give Trinity a defensive stop, much that they needed after giving up 3 big plays that all went for first downs. And the first drive for Barry will end much the same way as Trinity's did. Not a 3 and out, but comes away with no points. Tigers will take over at the 16-yard line. And Messick's on the sweep around, and that'll be Chris Stewart. And Stewart gains maybe a yard, maybe 2. New running back in there for the Tigers is going to be Griffin Lay. Let's see if he stays in. And he's back there with Messick's. 2nd and 8. Try to run the jet sweep with Stewart, and he got about 2 yards. Messick's back. He's going to look to run and really nowhere to go. Stepping up and clogging up the hole is going to be Mac Wells, the junior defensive lineman from Canton, Georgia. And he swallows up Messick's there for a sack. And Barry with a ton of sacks in their previous game. They had 9 in their previous, and they'll open here with 1. Gives them 12 on the year. Third and long. Messick's back to run. Now he's in the end zone. He's trying to get out. And he's going to just get past the pursuit there from, it's going to be David Galloway. But unable to gain very much on the play. Fortunate not to get tackled behind for another sack. Gains about 4 yards there. It's going to bring up a long fourth and about 7, maybe 8. Looks like they'll officially call it 8. And Trinity once again with another 3 and out. TJ Renozeski back once again to punt for the Tigers. So we expected maybe a high-flowing offensive passing game. Seen it a little bit from Barry so far, as this one is absolutely shanked, and they're going to down it at the 20. So the previous drive for Barry ends in a fumble at the 15. And they're going to get the ball back at the 20. Defense only basically allows 4 yards on that one. And with 8:14, Barry will be taking over in the red zone. And we'll take a short break and be right back. Birchfield back, new running back after Dawson had 3 carries and fumbled twice. This one's going to be Darius Beeman, and he'll get the first carry. Up ahead, bounces off a couple of Tiger defenders, and now carrying a few more as he reaches a first down all the way down to the 8-yard line. And it'll be first and goal for Barry. It's technically 4 consecutive plays that have gone for first downs. Even the last fumble was a first down run. Trinity's defense just getting absolutely torn up here early on. It's now 74 yards to 6, 35 passing, 39 rushing for the Vikings. It's going to be a little toss underneath, and Trinity scoops it out, and there's another ball on the ground. They're going to say that one was down, so it'll be second down as Kennemore took the little short toss there. And he's actually going to end up losing a yard. It's a nice little play call here and trying to get to the outside. Great containment there by Kadarius Lee as he forced Kennemore to slow up on bouncing it out. Kennemore, we're going to try to take it all the way around the edge. It'll be 2nd and 9. Now Birchfield back, throws it, it's complete, and that's going to be the game's first score of the game. And it'll be Kennemore once again. So Cade Kennemore, so far 4th reception, 31 yards, and now a touchdown. It's been pretty much everything that Barry has needed so far. Kennemore, his 2nd touchdown grab of the season. 6-0 Barry, the point after coming here for Trey Gregory. And that one is up and through, and it's 7-0 to the Vikings. And coming into this game, Mason Kinsey, the senior wide receiver, is the one that's been putting up big touchdown numbers. But it's going to be Kennemore on the board first for Barry. Tigers will be getting the ball back when we return. Gregory kicking off. And that drive, 3 plays, 20 yards, only took 1:16 for Barry to find the end zone. And Cade Kennemore with 2 of those plays, and Randall Booker with the 12-yard run. And actually, if it's not Booker, it's Darius Beeman, and not entirely sure. The stats have got it down as Booker. and he's listed as a defensive back. And there's a freshman running back, also number 21. The kickoff will go for a touchback. In Division III here, we've got quite a plethora of duplicate numbers, including a couple of guys for Barry that are wearing the same number on offense. And so we'll see how that plays out, make sure that they don't enter in at the same time. Third drive of the game here for the Tigers. Barry has forced 2 3-and-outs. See if Trinity can get rolling here. We've got Messick rolling out to his right, and he's got Levine sitting right there in a nice pocket at the 40, and that'll be a Tiger first down and just what Trinity needed. Able to move the ball here and see if they can continue that momentum. Nice little play call there as Levine just rolled right out into the middle and then kind of sat there right at the 40. Found a nice little pocket and was able to pull in the pass. Messick's now 1 for 2. That one goes for 16. Under center, there's a flag on the play, and Davis has a nice little run. We'll see what the flag is for. From that, it's either illegal motion or it's lined up in the neutral zone. If the play stands, it will go for about 17. Let's see if we can get the...
Offside.
And it is offsides. And it'll be another Tiger first down as they'll take the Davis run for 17 yards. And the Tigers with 2 plays are now moving. Started at the 25 and they are past midfield. .6:08 to play here. Barry already up 7-0 after a short drive, spanned only 20 yards. Stewart in motion, and that one's to Davis. He's going to bounce off the main defender and eventually get tackled there on the second touch. And that was Connor Chayunsky, sophomore linebacker, making the play for the Vikings. Davis will go out. And checking in is going to be Michael Edmondson, junior running back from Holly Lake Ranch here in Texas. Messick with the toss. Edmondson has a little bit of space, and he just keeps on churning and eventually brought down. We'll see if it's enough to move the chains. It is. First down, Tigers. So Trinity, we didn't see this on the first 2 drives. It looked like they were trying to establish the run. Come in only averaging 106 on the ground, but they can get that run game established, and it opens up the passing game for Messick. Could overhear the Barry guys earlier today talking about that possibly their one weakness on defense might be in their secondary. So if Messick can find a way to exploit that, as he gives this pass up to Levine, going for 6, and that's just past his reach. As Messick's looking to exploit that one. Just couldn't quite connect. He's now 1 for 4. Edmondson play before that one officially for 9 yards. Marcus Garcia checking in. He's near side off the left tackle. Lacey goes in motion, goes across. Messick is going to be sacked. And that'll be a big loss for Trinity as they'll bring up a 3rd down, but also possibly taking Trinity out of field goal range as they're all the way back to the 41. We'll see who they credit the sack to. There were quite a few defensive linemen in there for Barry. And he brings up now a long 3rd and 22. So we'll see what Coach Urban wants to do here. See if he can find maybe 15 sitting in an open spot and then give himself a chance for a field goal. Stewart, far side, top of your screen. Tanner Lacey just on the inside. Messick goes back. There might be a hold call there. There it is to Lacey. He's going to pick up about a 12 back to the original line of scrimmage. And that puts Trinity down at the 29. So from here, it would be about a 46-yard field goal. So 4th and 10, you're going to probably go for it here. And so a big play for Trinity and an opportunity for Barry's defense to pretty much put an exclamation point on things. 2 3-and-outs, and then stop Trinity after about a 2-play drive that really got them down here. And come up big once they got inside scoring range. Messick's drops back. He's going to scramble now. And he's not going to get the first down, and Barry's defense will hold. Had to get to the 19, only got to the 24, and the sack is what does Trinity in. 3:08 on the change of possession. And we'll see the Viking offense quickly back out there once again. And in at quarterback is going to be Gavin Gray, the freshman from Calhoun, Georgia. He's thrown a touchdown pass already this season. He hands off. It'll be Beamham again. And that'll be about 4 yards, maybe 5 on the first down run. Trinity's defense pretty active, forcing 2 fumbles early on. It's given way to Beamham here early. Isaiah Dawson not in on this drive, as he wasn't in on the last one. Beamham again, he spins around, and he's going to be met by a couple of Tigers. And at the bottom of that pile, making the tackle, being number 49 and 94, Mac Douglas and Matthew Willis. Coming up big for Trinity, and that's going to be a loss of about 3. So they're going to say officially 2. So now 3rd and 7.
3rd down and 7.
And Gray still in there offensively. He's had some playing time earlier, so I don't know if this is all just part of the plan. It's going to be a timeout taken by the Vikings. So 1:48 left here in the first quarter, and we will return here in just a moment. We're watching Tiger Network coverage of Trinity football here from San Antonio. We'll be back in just a moment. Get a good look at the SAA standings, and that will be changing here as Center and Austin played earlier. Austin advancing to 2-1 on the year. They are now 1-0 in conference play. Center taking the loss. That drops them to 2-1 and 0-1. Other games going on tonight. We'll catch you up with those in conference. And Center, of course, finishing 2nd in the conference last season. Their only loss on the year were to these Vikings. And an opportunity here for Trinity. Here on 3rd and 7. Gray, incomplete. Kadarius Lee with the coverage, and late coming in multiple flags for the pass interference or defensive holding. We'll see what the officials say. There was one official, the umpire, who was looking right at it. Not necessarily his call, because you've got 3 or 4 other officials all surrounding that area that can see it from different viewpoints. And if we've got a little bit of a look at the replay, we'll see what it possibly looked like. And it will be pass interference.
Defense, number 31. The ball we placed at the spot of the foul. It's an automatic first down.
Trinity crowd booing. See Lee off to the left of your screen, and Kennemore comes up. That's a tough call. Lee definitely stepped up in there, but I don't know if that's what I would put down as pass interference. Either way, first down for the Vikings. And Gray back. And another fumble. And they're going to say this one was down. Might have to take a look at that one once again because that one was close. And it'll be a first down run for Beamham. The Tigers are doing a great job at knocking the ball loose. And can't exactly tell from there. That ball came out. If it was down, it was right as his knee touched. Nonetheless, it'll be 1st and 10, Barry. As Gray will readjust, and that'll be a second charge timeout to Barry. So with 1:10 here in the first quarter, second charge timeout, second of this drive. We'll be back in just a moment here on the Tiger Network. Elsewhere in the SAA, it's Birmingham Southern 7, Sewanee 0. Of course, Austin 20-13, beg your pardon, over 19th ranked Center. Here it's 13th ranked Barry up 7-0 over Trinity, who's receiving votes. And a run coming up on the stop will be Willis. Run there will be Zach Fuller, freshman running back from Calhoun, Georgia, with a yard on the play. So 2nd and 9. Ball at the 48-yard line for Barry. Tigers will be traveling to Kentucky to take on Center next week. Gray back to pass, and he's got, that's going to be Kinsey for the first time today. And Mason Kinsey came in with 5 receiving touchdowns on the year in just 2 games. That's his first catch. And 15 seconds left. I doubt that Barry's going to get this play off, and that will take us to the end of the first quarter. Well, maybe not. 7 seconds, 6. See if Gray can get it snapped. And they just do. And he'll go back to pass again, and that one incomplete. And a flag thrown in. Let's see if we had a different look at that one, see what happened with Lee. And before we go to break, we'll see if it'll be 2nd down or if it'll be a 1st and 10 once again for Barry. From that one, you can't tell. I don't know if, let me get a good look here. There you go. So Lee with a little bit of a hands on him, and I'm going to say the push. So imagine this will go as pass interference. I don't see them picking that one up.
There's no foul.
Oh. They say no foul, so it will be 2nd and 10 as we begin the second quarter, and we'll be right back in just a moment. start of the second quarter. It'll be 2nd and 10 after that flag was picked up. Gray still in there for the Vikings. Let this one go, and would have been a fantastic one-handed catch, but it was not pulled in. Coverage on the play by Austin Michaelis, and that one was intended for Lucky, who's already got one catch here today for 12 yards. So 3rd and 10. Gray back in the pocket. Now he's going to pull it and run. And now he pulls it back to pass, and that one deflected out of bounds as Gray gets hit pretty hard. That'll bring up a 4th and 10. And from the 35, punting really doesn't make a whole lot of sense here, especially with how good the Vikings defense has looked. You could make the argument with how good the Vikings defense has looked that punting from anywhere doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, but we'll bring up the 4th and 10, and we'll see what they have for this one. They're trying to get Trinity to jump offside.
Delay.
And they'll take the delay of game.
5-yard penalty.
So back to punt should be Bobby Hope. He's going to try to angle this one towards the sideline. Can't quite get it there, but a fantastic job nonetheless. It's going to roll down to about the 3. And so Trinity's offense, which has shown a little bit of life, but not much to show for it on the scoreboard, will be pinned back against their own end zone. And we'll be back when they take the field. It's going to be Davis back in there on the backfield. And he's got the carry. And out past the 10-yard line, up to about the 14, maybe the 15, and it's a first down Trinity, and a fantastic job from Charles Davis. Get Tigers from pinned up against their own end zone. And an opportunity now to kind of go back to the rest of your playbook. You don't really have a whole lot of options to drop back or do anything else. You're 3 yards away from a safety. Tigers will send 3 out. Burtness, top of your screen. Stewart on the slot. And it's going to be a keeper there for Messick. That doesn't go forward, and it's going to be a loss of 2. Second and 12, Messick's in shotgun. And nice little pass and catch to Charles Davis. And that went right over the shoulder of Brandon Palmer. And a fantastic play here from Davis. What a wheel route. And they put it right where he needed to be. Had to go back shoulder. And he was able to make the play. And a fantastic job there from Davis. He has 37 yards so far on this drive. The Tigers approaching midfield. They send Stewart in motion. And another handoff to Davis, and he's going to be met by a swarm of Vikings. Palmer was in there to get his revenge after the last play. And joining him on the tackle is going to be Sandoya. And that'll be another loss for Trinity, but 2nd and 13 now. Four receivers, for the Tigers. Messick airing it out, going deep, and he's got a receiver who just can't get there. Tanner Lacey was a step short of that one. Looked like he slowed up to try to time it and then just couldn't get past it. Had a fingertip on it. And that'll bring up 3rd and 13. Well, good play calls here for Trinity. They've just been a little bit short on the execution. And something that you feel like you could turn around. A team that took a top 10 team in the country last year, had the lead at halftime, and lost by a single score. Were driving down, couldn't quite do anything with it in the 4th quarter. Had an opportunity to win. Much the same as all their games last year, 7 and 3, combined total 17 points on those losses. 3rd and 13, Messick, and to Levine, that hit the ground, and that will be an incomplete pass. That went right in front of me, and from his outstretched left arm, you can see the ball hit the ground, and that'll bring up a punting situation for Trinity. You can see it just a little bit there. And so Tigers looking to avoid another 4-yard punt. Ranazuski has had a few this year and gets run into, no flag, and fair catch called for by Kinsey, and it will be Viking ball. They're at the 26. So they got run into. It looked like he did, maybe he didn't. Either way, it didn't look to be anything egregious, as that one was close to being blocked. The offense rolls right back out there. The fast pace of the game, you almost get more of a break in between the plays than you do for a change of possession. And on that one, the officials really holding up everything as both teams had both units out there ready to go. And Birchfield back in there, as is Dawson. Dawson scampers forward for about 3 yards. Now has not fumbled on half of his runs. Gray was 1 for 4 for 17 yards on his drive. Previously, Birchfield 5 for 5, 43 yards and a touchdown to Kennemore. That is the game's only score. Birchfield holds it back, and he's got Kennemore once again. And coming from behind on the tackle will be Caleb Harmel. Ball at the 45.
Ball is on the 45.
Birchfield with the handoff, and Dawson's going to go nowhere. Brings in part to Aaron Hale, stuffing him a yard deep into the backfield. We'll bring up 2nd and 11 here for the Vikings. Birchfield with Dawson behind him. Now he shifts him a little bit out. Back to pass. Now he's going to look to run. He's got a little bit of room, and he'll be brought down after a short gain. And on the tackle will be James Dodd, junior defensive lineman from Sultan, Washington. That'll bring up third down here. Tigers can get the stop before Barry's able to penetrate to the 45. And they should be able to get the ball back. Barry already proven that they're willing to punt from about the 35. Trinity, interestingly enough, deciding that they would go from it from about the same range. And 3rd and 7. That one out of his hands, and Kinsey up with the catch. And the flag for pass interference will probably be declined. Coverage on the play by Malik Ross. And it should be a defensive pass interference. I didn't see anything that would make it. Well, Tigers are going to say that it is going to be offensive pass interference, or maybe Kinsey stepped out of bounds and came back in. Nope. Offensive pass interference. I did not see it. I thought maybe they would just get the face guarding there from Ross. But a fantastic result here for Trinity. That's now going to make it 3rd and extremely long for Barry. And 3rd and 22. Second longest play of the game needed here for Barry. I believe the Tigers had a 3rd and 23 earlier. Birchfield sends Dawson out a little bit. They're going to go for the screen. Dawson's got a little bit of a slip, but he's not going to be able to get past the linebacking area. And right there, Harmel once again with a big-time tackle. It's about the same spot he had his first tackle of this drive. Officials are looking like they want to. I didn't see a flag thrown. They may have already. No, it's far side there. So offsides on Trinity. So they're going to wipe away the play to keep the down, and it'll be 3rd and 17 for Barry here. Really no harm to take that penalty if you're Barry. You lose a couple of yards that didn't get you anywhere anyway. You were going to be punting from that position. Got a chance to pick up a first down here. Trips to the right. And that's a false start on Barry. And it'll be 3rd and 22 once again. False start on the interior receiver, number 24. And that is the tight end, Garrett Kinsey. So back-to-back penalties for Barry on the Kinseys. Let's put them back to 3rd and 22 after a sandwiched offsides from Trinity. 4 receivers split evenly on either side. Birchfield has Dawson open, but he's going to go for more, and that's just going to fall incomplete. The field is clean of laundry, and it will be 4th down. So after all of that, it will still be a punting situation. 8:13 to play here in the half. Trinity looking to get the ball back. We'll see what Hope has in his leg. The last time he did, pinned Trinity all the way back to the 3-yard line. Wasn't necessarily the longest punt, but if all you're doing is asking your punter to put it inside the 5, job well done. And so he kicks that one away. And it'll be down right there. Lacey just kind of trapped it, and then as he was picking it up, he had his foot or his knee on the ground, and that will be a dead ball right there. Can move that one on Sundays, but on Saturday, it's just the end of the play. So Tigers 1st and 10 from the 38. Thank everybody for tuning in as these two teams open up conference play here in the SAA. Tigers finishing third last year in the conference. Of course, Barry winning the conference, only loss here at Trinity. 21-17 game. And a nice little trick play there as Stewart will get it, and he'll be up to about the 45. Bring up second and about 3. It'll be a long 3, but 3 nonetheless. And those plays working well for Trinity, just trying to get the ball moving. They just haven't been able to find their big play. They just missed on a pass to Lacey that he probably, if he catches it in stride, he scores on. Had a play to Levine in the end zone that he just couldn't get his fingertips over. So Trinity looking to execute on maybe one of their big plays here. An opportunity to do it on 2nd and 3. Messick rolls out, and that's just going to be well overthrown. Not a bad play to do it on. Still have 3rd down and 3 to go, a manageable play. We'll see what Coach Urban and the offense have up their sleeve. So far for Barry, they've only given up 9.5 points per game. They've done an excellent job here in the first half. We can talk about Trinity's struggles of their own, but Barry, nothing to take away from them. Trips to the right. It's Levine off to the left. Griffin Lay in there. And Messick is going to run for the first down, and he's got it. Teammates keep him upright. He was pushed out of bounds after the first down by Jordan Roman. As Lacey will come off. Going into the game will be Josh Izzy. Izzy with the touchdown catch in the Tigers' home opener. We have a bunch formation here for Trinity. It's Lay deep in the backfield. He'll get the ball. And he's got a little bit of room to run. And busting through to the 30, Griffin Lay. 19 yards. And the Tigers are back within a chance here to tie the game up. And they're going to go hurry up. And another run to Lay. And he'll pick up about 3, maybe 4 on that one. So positive yardage. Charles Davis will be coming back in. And fantastic job by Lay, the senior from Kingwood. Barry burned 2 of their timeouts at the end of the first quarter on offense. They'll be getting the ball back. Depending on what Trinity does here with their possession. See if those prove to be important. Now Messick trying to scramble, escape, and Levine just unable to pull that one in. Fantastic job by Messick. Thought, if anything, if he just took a 2-yard sack, that would be positive. When he started to roll out, that was going to be a loss of 4. Able to scramble out of that one, and Houdini-like, and then almost had the completed pass to Levine. Talked about Barry's defense only giving up 9.5. Trinity's defense coming in, giving up less than 2 scores a game as well. Both of these teams offensively pretty good, averaging 32.5 for Barry, 26.5 for the Tigers. And that's going to be a short back throw. No, could not pull it in for Levine. No flag, and that one, the defensive back was definitely there early. We'll see if we can get a replay of that one. And I'm just a little curious. They were flag happy on Trinity earlier. And can't really tell from that angle. I thought that the defensive back was there a little early. It's going to be Charlie Shepard on. This will be a 44-yard attempt. The kick is up and good. And the Tigers will make it 7-3. As I'm sure we'll get a replay of the kick here in just a moment. And they are on the board for the first time today. We get a good look at Shepard here. 44 yards out. The last one that he would have had to attempt was 46. Not a whole lot of wind now, but it's definitely blowing across the field from right to left. So maybe a little bit out of his range on the last one as he snuck that one in there. And with under 6 to go, 5:47 officially, Trinity will be kicking off. See some of the darker skies. The rains have come and gone throughout the week. And then even earlier today, look at the forecast, it says really no rain expected. And walk outside and you get a little bit of a sprinkle. Nothing heavy. A couple of days ago, Thursday night, we did have some heavy rain. None of that's going to matter here at the football field as we have the new turf. Second game played on this, as that one will be kicked out of bounds, and that'll be the penalty against the Tigers. I'm sure Barry will take it at this. That's going to be the 35 for the Vikings. Excuse me, the 40 off the penalty.
Out of bounds. Under kicking team.
No, I'm sorry, 35. So 1st and 10 after Barry gives up the field goal. 6 of 7 for Birchfield, 58 yards. And he's still back in there. Handoff. And that will be so Beeman with the rush. So we're still pretty sure we've got Beeman on the roster there. The stats say Booker, and that doesn't make sense. So that's now 5 for 35 for Beeman. He'll get a 6 carry and won't gain much. In fact, he'll lose a yard. And up making the play for the Tigers will be Harris Good, first-year defensive lineman out of Fort Worth. And Harris Good with the play that he had to make. It was 2nd and 1. Now it's 3rd and 2. And an opportunity if Tigers get the stop here, a chance to get the ball back and maybe go down and take the lead before halftime. Number 6 in at quarterback, he's not going to make it. And that will bring up 4th down on the carry. The design quarterback run is going to be Jake Arsenault. And Arsenault, I think he'll lose about 9 inches. And it'll be 4th and 2. And once again, it's going to be Bobby Hook back for Barry. And no, they're going to switch everything up. They bring the entire thing off. And a timeout for Trinity.
Timeout. Trinity.
And so Coach Urban having a word just off the screen here with the officials. He's asking about whether or not that was a substitution penalty. And Trinity takes the timeout, so we'll see if they just put the defense back there and maybe just have somebody fair catch this. It'll be interesting to see if Barry comes back out in punt formation. I mean, it's only 4th and 2, but if you lose possession here and you don't get the first down, Trinity's got the ball inside the 50, inside the 40, it's at the 43. So if you give 43-yard field to Trinity, they don't need a whole lot more to get within field goal range. It's only a 7-3 game here as it is. So I would expect to see the punt team come back out, and indeed is, as Hope goes back out to punt. So see if they try it once more. I mean, on a 4th and 2 play, you've probably got plenty of plays that you feel like you can run, but again, the risk of not getting the first down, probably a little bit much for Barry to want to deal with right here, right before the half. And Hope boots it away, gets a nice little spiral on it. Fair catch called for and taken by Davis. Stewart. And a couple of guys running into each other. Stewart with the fair catch. at the 20. And so Tigers will need 80 yards to take the lead. They got 4:01 and now just 2 timeouts. So if nothing else, the play call there from Barry forces Trinity to take an extra timeout, and that kind of makes up for the fact that they took 2 timeouts at the end of the first quarter that didn't really make a whole lot of sense. So Barry with a couple of guys late getting on the field. Messick's in the back. He gets hit as he throws, and that one will be a forward pass. And that will be an incomplete pass. So 2nd and 10. Would expect to see maybe a run play here from Trinity, because if he can't pick up a first down, don't want to leave Barry with a ton of time to come down either. Davis next to Messick's in the backfield. And it is to Davis. And immediately swarmed, and the ball is fumbled, and they're going to say he was down at the 20, just over the 20. So it'll be 2nd and 9, or 3rd and 9. The side judge that came in right there, he marked it down already, so all the players wanting to go back and forth on that. Doesn't really matter, because it'll be 3rd and 9. Barry took the 2017 matchup 24-21 over the Tigers. Of course, last year, Trinity 21-17. Barry had already clinched everything that they needed. They could have taken a loss, and even with Center picking up a win on the game's final weekend, they still would have had the automatic NCAA bid, as Messick scrambles and keeps going, and he's down to 39, so officially they're going to put it on the 40. So a first down for the Tigers as the scramble picks up 18. I was saying for Barry, they didn't really have anything to lose coming in. You know, they had a perfect season on the line, that's one thing, but they had already locked up the automatic bid. And a legal procedure call against Trinity is going to bring this one back.
Legal motion. On the offense. 5-yard penalty.
So it'll be 3rd and 14. He said 4th down. It's 3rd down and 14. And so the broken play will go for nuts. .250 and counting. Messick drops back. Now scrambles out. He's got Levine, and that's a catch for a first down. That'll be up to the 35. And out of the corner of my eye, I could see Levine just kind of slipping past his defender. And he just found that little pocket right there, right where the sun is hitting. And Barry had nobody around him. And pass and catch. Nice job from Messick, escaping the rush. Able to set himself up so he could see that. You're going to need a little bit of time to get that play downfield. And the Tigers with the first down. Small things that Messick does to keep plays alive. And this one, he's going to try to air out. No, he's going to end up taking the sack. And everybody frustrated in the Tigers stands, but really all Messick could do. And at this point, we're under 2 minutes now. The Tigers are just going to try to air this out to try to get a first down or run the clock down. Messick's pumped there. Didn't have anybody open as the defensive backs done a pretty good job there for Barry. And rather you take the sack right there than try to air it out into double coverage and have it be a turnover. So 2nd and 17, bunch formation again, and it's Lay once again up the middle. But he doesn't quite pick up what he did the first time he ran that. And that'll make it 3rd and 12. Maybe a touch more manageable. Tigers will run some more clock as Messick heads over to the sideline to pick up the play from Coach Urban individually. Play clock sitting at 17 and winding down. So 3rd and 33. That's not right. It's 3rd and 13. I was looking at the scoreboard, and that's going to be either holding or hands to the face. And we'll see what the call is. And it is holding against Trinity. Right there on. You had 78 and 54, who both could have been flagged for it. And they'll catch 78. That one declined, the penalty on Gabe Swift. So that'll bring up a punting situation for Trinity. And 53 seconds left here. And timeout, Barry.
Timeout, Barry. Final timeout.
So Barry has wasted all 3 timeouts here. And this one is interesting as they really don't get anything to show for it as they call it on a 4th down play. So 7-3 Barry. I won't presume that we'll take that score into the half. But not the offensive game that we thought we might have. I mean, the teams have kept it relatively low scoring, 24-21 and 21-17 the past 2 years. For 2 teams that have done pretty well offensively this year. A little bit of a lackluster performance. I think defense have played well, but I don't think we've seen either team's best efforts here offensively. We'll have to see if any adjustments can be made at the half. And this is a nice punt, little spiral onto it. Kinsey takes it, and he's going to be brought down. And does he still have possession? He does. That was the tackle there on special teams by Michael Jewett. He wrapped up Kinsey. So 45 seconds left. Birchfield out there for Barry. We'll see with no timeouts if they try to do anything offensively. Empty backfield, 5 wide. 3 to the left, 2 to the right for Birchfield. And he's going to draw and take off and be tripped up on the play by Jeremy Harris and then swarmed over by Jewett. So they'll hurry, 30 seconds. And Birchfield throwing this one into the ground at the feet of Kinsey. And that'll bring up 3rd and 3.
Third down.
Well, Tigers still at 2 timeouts. It'll be interesting to see what happens here. If Barry's not able to pick up the first down, do you take a chance and then get an opportunity to get the ball back and maybe throw the Hail Mary to end the half? Barry with a little bit of confusion. The play clock down to 1. They just get it off, and it's going to be a run play. And not picking up the first down, and timeout called, I believe. Yes, so Coach Urban playing a bit aggressively. 16 seconds left. It'll be 4th and 1. Again, I think if you're Barry, you've got to punt it away here. You can't take the risk of it being a bad play and Trinity getting it within, one pitch and catch of adding 3 points to the scoreboard right before the half. If you're going to give up anything, they've got to earn it off of a Hail Mary play or something to that effect. So far, Hope has kicked all of his punts within fielding range. They've all been sort of to the right, so he rolls out right most of the time. Haven't really seen him try to hit one to the sideline. And so we'll see if he tries to do something similar. And for Trinity, the advantage is here of calling that timeout. I mean, you could have this sail over Hope's head. You could have a return here that gets sprung. There are a lot of positives. We'll see what Barry does. And they'll punt it away, and this one will be taken by Stewart, and he'll gain a couple. So he's right about the 40, in between the 35 and the 40. 6 seconds left, so you're not going to have time to do much here. You can probably run 2 offensive plays. You've got a timeout in hand. I think this is pretty much your last chance. I'll be interested to see if we see any type of a lateral. You want to be conservative, but take a shot down the field. The chance of somebody returning it on a deep pass are still fairly low. You got Lacey, Burtness, Davis, Levine, and Stewart out there as the skill players for the Tigers. Stewart, top of the screen. They go to Levine, and he's going to get out of bounds quickly. 2 seconds left, and that maybe puts him in a position to chunk it all the way down. Tigers fans looking for the late hit out of bounds. They'll need 52 yards here on this one. And so we'll see what Messick's has. Everybody going deep, and he's escaping the rush, and he airs it out, and this one's going to make the end zone, and it's got a chance, and it's caught. Touchdown, Tigers! Tommy Levine picks it up right before the half, and the Tigers will take the halftime lead. My goodness, what a job. We've talked about it all day. Messick's just finding ways to keep the play going with his feet. That was a beautifully thrown ball, and then as soon as it went up, Levine, nobody was on him, and a guy that catches the ball that well and has the ability to jump, he had perfect opportunity. And a devastating turn of events there for Barry. And the Tigers will kick it up and through, and it will be 10-7 at the half. Brilliant clock management there from Coach Urban. The defense did its job forcing a 3 and out. They were able to get the ball back. Short little pass that put it into range. You saw that one just clip the corner of the front end zone. And with that, Trinity has the 10-7 halftime advantage. See the total yards there, 202 for the Tigers, 153 now for Barry. What a fantastic end of the half for the home crowd. And we will take 15 minutes here and be back, 15-20, somewhere around there, and we'll rejoin in a bit. You're watching Tiger Network here from Trinity University.
to kind of think on your feet as far as being in the field, because in the classroom you kind of know what to expect. You know, the teacher's going to lecture, study the notes, pass the test, that kind of thing, do the homework. Out here it's totally different. You have kind of a general plan. You know, you're going to go look at these rocks in the field, but maybe they don't turn out to be what you expect them to be, or you lose access to that field site, or the weather goes bad. So really just learning to work on your feet is something you'd never get from a classroom setting that you do get out here. Trinity works really hard to get you out of your comfort zone, whether that be study abroad. They made me go to China, and that was a totally different experience. You know, whether it be making you go out into the field and do field work like this, or even just making sure you take some classes that are kind of out of your comfort zone. I think that's kind of the value of Trinity, is it pushes you to go out of your comfort zone, which ultimately is what you're going to need for the real world.
Hey Tigers, I'm Joseph. I'm a Trinity student in the class of 2020. Welcome to the Cooley Lab. The Cooley Lab uses organic chemistry to solve biological problems. We have two main projects, the fluorogenic polymerization project and the Ross activated prodrug project. Chris is one of our newest lab members, a freshman, who is working on the Ross activated prodrug project. Over here is one of our newest additions to the polymer project, is the Cooley Lab light box. Here we have a special type of polymerization with Madeline Hops in the class of 2020 developed this herself, where she puts in her polymers that are photoactivated. So she puts these in, and that bright light starts the reaction and creates the glowing polymer.
I'm Dr. Christina Cooley, and I've been an assistant professor here at Trinity University for the past 4 years. And then I also have my own research lab where I get to pursue what we work on in our lab is using organic chemistry, kind of broadly defined, as a way to solve different biological problems and problems in human health and disease.
Being part of research is really fun because you get to play with all sorts of cool tools. One thing we use very commonly is the sonicator, which if you listen closely, you can hear it. So that distortion you're hearing is actually sound waves. The sonicator sends sound waves through water, and we put our solutions in it, and it helps dissolve our reagents. So right now, Tyler is about to lyophilize something where it's basically, he has his product in water, and lyophilizing will allow him to extract his solid product from the liquid. So Dr. Cooley has been phenomenal. Not only is she a great professor, but a great advisor. She helps us every day. I consider it more like, a job. I think this is a great opportunity to actually start my career in science. Really cool to tell my friends and show them all the cool reagents I would do. I would show them videos of some of the reactions I do, like changing colors, I releasing smoke, and say, hey, this is the kind of stuff I get to do every day. And a lot of people are like, get very jealous because it's a really fun profession.
So this is the kind of research that I think I would want to carry out anywhere, with graduate students, postdocs, with professional scientists. But what we do is we basically, especially in the chemistry department here at Trinity, we're really invested in doing the best science that we possibly could do anywhere, but we're doing it with undergraduate students. And we think this is a great way to train undergraduates to become great scientists. They can learn a lot of techniques and a lot about the science and grow as scientists while working on problems that could actually be meaningfully impact human health and disease.
I knew Trinity was the right fit for me almost as soon as I stepped on campus. I just saw nothing else that really compared to it, just being able to tour around campus and just seeing relationships between students and professors.
I knew if I was going to apply early decision at any school, it had to be the right fit. I've always kind of had a passion for urban studies, so San Antonio, on top of being like a great city, it was also one of the only schools that I was really looking for that had a dedicated urban studies program.
I chose Trinity because the classes were small. I also wanted to go out of state, being from Arizona. So one of my requirements, a little bit casually, was to have somewhere with trees. Trinity is full of trees, the campus is beautiful, and that was something that really stood out to me when I was choosing Trinity.
I'm an international student in Trinity University, and I came from Hanoi, Vietnam. Firstly, there is the vibe of the campus. This is a small campus, and I cherish meaningful and intimate relationships. I want to be in a place where I can actually grow.
So I went early decision just because of the campus, the class sizes. San Antonio is an incredible city, and so early decision just kind of emerged as a no-brainer for me.
I chose Trinity first and foremost because it's a small school, it's a smaller, more private, focused environment. As well, also, I am a student athlete here. I'm on the tennis team. I was recruited by the coach here. When I got my acceptance letter, I knew that I was going to Trinity and that I was going to be in great hands and that I was going to have any opportunity in the future that I wanted. And I felt a great sense of peace and happiness knowing that Trinity was going to be my family.
The financial aid piece of Trinity was a huge draw to the campus. The financial aid office was always very transparent and very open about talking about scholarships and grants and a lot of things that I had no idea of, what I was doing.
So if you decide to apply through the early decision process, my main advice, one, make sure that the school that you apply to, whether it's Trinity or not, to be honest, make sure that it is the right school for you. Make sure you've taken the time to actually get on campus, take a tour, talk to students, talk to teacher, figure out what alumni are doing after graduation. I feel like those are huge factors that you should definitely be considering.
If you're deciding if early decision is the right fit for you, I would strongly suggest it. You get to set yourself apart from other applicants, and also it completely lifts the stress in senior year. When all of your friends are scrambling to figure out where they're going to go, you might already know, and then you can decide Trinity and start even planning your dorm.
And welcome back as we are just about ready to begin the second half here between Trinity and Barry. We've already seen one ranked team from the SAA fall today as Austin beats Center. Elsewhere, Birmingham Southern is up 28-0 on Sewanee. They have just kicked off for the second half. And the score here, of course, 10-7 Trinity, thanks to the Hail Mary from Wyatt Messick, hauled in by Tommy Levine on the far corner of the end zone. And the Tigers, after Barry won the toss to begin the game, they deferred. They now receive the second half kickoff. And Kinsey, who has been held off the offensive stat sheet for the most part, with a pretty solid return there to spring the Viking offense to start from about the 35-yard line. And it will be Birchfield back for Barry as well after an extremely hot 5-for-5 start on his second drive after the early turnover, or excuse me, the third drive that Barry had got them 5-for-5. He has calmed down a bit, 6-for-8 at the half as big hit there from the Tigers. Jeremy Harris. Birchfield 6 of 8, 58 yards, and that touchdown pass to Kennemore. Kennemore 5 of those catches, 46 yards. Catch for Mason Kinsey, 17 yards, and Michael Lucky had a 12-yard reception. Toss on the outside, and gaining maybe 2 yards on that one will be Zach Fuller. Fuller with his third carry now has about 9 yards. A carry in the first half. So 3rd and 2. Run 2 out to the left, 1 to the right. Extra tight ends in there as well, as it's going to be Arsenault in the backfield at quarterback. Let's see if he can run for the 2 yards he needs. He loses the snap. He's going to throw it, and he's got a receiver open, and the catch is made. And a fantastic job for Michael Lucky, able to just find the open seam and get there as he comes up hobbling. Looks like maybe something on his wrist. Throws the helmet off in disgust. And Lucky was wide open on that pitch and catch. And it's hard to really fault the defensive backs there, because when Arsenault came in the last time, he came in just as a pure runner. It was a design run play. And this one, he bobbled the snap, and from that standpoint, your defensive backs sort of get caught flat-footed, whether or not they need to be coming up, making a play, or still continuing on. And they're able to capitalize. They pick up quite a bit of yardage. As that one will go for 32. As the stats say Somerville is number 6, but it should be Arsenault listed as a quarterback. So Arsenault now 1 for 1, 32 yards. Lucky now 2 catches for 44 before going off with the injury. Birchfield back in, and he gives it to Fuller. Fuller hit, but he still goes. And he's eventually brought down on the second attempt by Mac Douglas. And so he's able to pick up about 4 yards. You get a good look at it right there on the far down marker. It'll be second and about 6. Trinity took the lead after being down 7-0 early in the first quarter. Scored a field goal in the second, and then the Hail Mary pass as the as the game clock expired here in the half. And now Barry looking to get back, and Fuller keeps running, and he's eventually going to get pulled down by Hoover, and Hoover with the tackle, but that one's going back. There was a block in the back, I believe. Now they're going to say holding. Probably could have gotten called for a block in the back on that play as well. But the holding will push it back, and it'll be 2nd and long.
Number 51 of the offense. Continue our Trinity. 6 down.
And the hold goes against Luke Seal. So if you're an offensive lineman, you hate to get your name called unless they're showing how you sprung that big block that allowed the play to run all day long. And even though we had a play that continued to run for quite a while, Seal's not going to like his name being called out for that play. So Birchfield, 2nd and 16. And that snap is behind him, and he will just fall on it. And that one's still loose. Well, Birchfield got it back, so it'll be 3rd and longer, 3rd and 24 now. And Arsenault comes back in on 3rd down. Dawson departs with Birchfield. And the up back coming in here, Hayden Murphy, senior tight end. Kenzie's on the near side. Kinnamore on the slot. And Arsenault is going to run. And he's going to try to get to the sideline, and he's not going to get very far, but maybe enough for them to do a little bit more with this. And it'll be up to the 34-yard line. It would be a 51-yard field goal from here, or a 4th and 20. And Hope has done a great job of punting pretty well to pin Trinity deep. But if you give up any type of return, or if you kick it into the end zone, it's only a 14-yard turnaround for that. So why not go for it? Birchfield back out there. Dawson returns as well. Kinnamore still in the slot. Lucky far side. And Kinsey to the near. Maybe just trying to draw Trinity off. Play clock winding down. And the delay of game will back him up a little bit and allow for a little bit more room with the punt. So you would imagine Bobby Hope will come back out. And Hope on the day, 4 for 132. It's a 33-yard average as long as 37. He's pinned one inside the 20, and that one was down to at the 3. He's standing on his 46. Gets it away. And a beautiful punt angle to see if it stayed in. Out at the 1-yard line. What a punt for Bobby Hope. A fantastic job for Bobby Hope. We've got a good look at it here. It's going to be hard to tell exactly where it goes out because it was still in the air. But man, what a job. It's always a tough job for the officials there to have to determine whether or not it crossed out at a specific spot, especially when it was punted that high. I mean, that ball was still probably a good 15 yards high at that point as it left the inbounds area. But he has been punting pretty well all day. And he's got Tigers pinned back at the 1. So a run here for the Tigers early. And they're going to look for the safety, but I don't think he got out of the end zone and then immediately pushed back in. And that's what the line judge comes in and immediately puts Trinity back on the 18-inch line. Well, this is about the spot where the Tigers ended their last drive. And that far close pylon over there on the far side. And another run for the Tigers and a chance to spring it. And that's going to be a first down. Tigers, no. Did he lose the ball? He did not. Sorry, it looked like a fumble from my vantage point here as you get another good look at it. I think I was just seeing the arm of the defender after he made the hit. The arm came down right at the same time. And that's a first down run for Charles Davis. Tigers have 2 runs of 17 yards. Also had an 18-yard run from Messick that was called back for holding. And as a team, 22 carries for 69. Of course, half of that coming on just those 2 carries. This is Stewart around the corner. Now looking to get around to the sideline and eventually gets pushed out of bounds. And the Tigers on the ground have been moving the ball down as they will have another 1st and 10. Messick 7 for 15 in the air, 145, 1 touchdown, all in the first half. And the run there for Stewart will go for 15. Tigers now up to 84 yards. 49 of that coming on just 3 carries. Messick, the handoff. Lay charges forward for about 3. It'll be 2nd and 7. For the Tigers receiving wise, Tommy Levine, 4 catches, 99, a 52-yarder, the bulk of that. Charles Davis has 1 for 27, Tanner Lacey caught 1 for 12, and Stewart has 1 for 7. And we have a Tiger down, and that'll be Cade Holliday, the junior from Southlake. And see, he already has a knee brace on. We'll see if he's able to gain any movement. Tiger training staff, Mark Powell, head athletic trainer, along with Coach Jeremy Urban, out there to check on his player. And Cade Holliday, we hope for the best. We'll take a moment here while we attend to Mr. Holliday. Round of applause for Holliday as Anton Noble and Cade Blaylock are able to help him off the field, and he'll come over to the injury tent to get further evaluated. Walking in front of the crowd now, getting a round of applause. So back to live action. Tigers on the run, and it'll be a 2-yard gain. There's Josh Izzy. So it'll be 3rd down and about 5 for Trinity. So Messick on a passing down, and they're lined up to run. Messick rolls out. Now he's going to have to scramble. Little front pitch, and what an amazing play from Wyatt Messick. Didn't have the time to come over the top and throw a pass. Just a little baseball pitch right there. In our first broadcast, we kind of made a little bit of mention of his baseball abilities. You see it all around the NFL now with guys like Patrick Mahomes making plays like that. It's kind of little routine infield plays. Messick's a pretty good baseball player back in Granger, Texas. Able to make a play there for the Tigers. That gets them a 1st down on 3rd down and keep this drive going. Griffin Lay will charge ahead, gain another couple of yards. He's been pretty consistent at gaining between 4 and 5 yards on his last few runs. And Tigers coaching staff very high on Messick coming in, and a lot of people will take a look at him. I mean, just from the visuals that you have there, you can tell he's not listed not gifted vertically. And he makes up for that with a lot of savvy know-how and a lot of physical attributes that are just hard to match. And that's a nice little read there from Messick as he floats that one out to Lay. The blitz was on. He gave it time to develop. They left Lay wide open in the flat, and he's able to gain a first down. Tigers out to the 44, marching in. These are the types of plays that we did not see the Tigers offense making in the first half. Now they're coming out strong in the second half, making these types of plays. As we have a Tiger timeout here. 6:21 left in the third quarter. And we will be right back in just a moment. It's the Tigers 10 and the Berry Vikings 7. You're watching the Tiger Network. We'll be right back. So after the timeout, the Tigers first timeout of the second half. It'll be 1st and 10 for Trinity. The pass play to Lay covered 9 yards. This run before it covered 4. It's Davis in the backfield. Messick rolls to his right. He's going to let this one air out. He's got Burtness who's coming back for it, and he makes the catch, but it's out of bounds. Nice little rollout play there for Messick. Get him out into some open space, but unfortunately he just carried the ball a little too far to the right. And it'll be 2nd and 10. Second and 10 now for Messick. He turns, hands it off. It's Davis running to his left, bouncing, now trying to get back to the line of scrimmage, and he does. He gains maybe 2 yards, and before he's pitched back, there's the ball loose, but I think they're going to say the ball was down. It'll bring up 3rd, and it doesn't look like the distance has moved, so either 3rd and 9 or 3rd and 10 coming up. They're going to move it a yard, so 3rd and 9. Messick's now 9 of 18, 164 yards. Davis 9 rushes for 47. Lacey in motion, off to his right. Messick scrambles, still can't find a spot to throw from. Now he's going to heave it downfield, coming back, making the play, and the catch is going to be Tanner Lacey. And the Tigers have a first down inside the 15 at the 12. And Tanner Lacey went in motion, and then he just went around and tried to find the seam. And that's got the Tigers up on their feet here. Already up 10-7 and trying to add to it. And a fantastic job just airing it downfield, and Lacey just realizing that that ball was going to be coming back. Came back, stepped up into it. And a fantastic job. As the Tigers are now, this is the deepest they've been all game. And Davis will take a run. Momentarily stopped, but he keeps the feet moving and he's still going. And that one will push Tigers inside the 10-yard line down to the 6. So it'll be 2nd down and 5, 2nd and 4 for the Tigers. Davis, once again, he bounces to the left, and he's going to be met by a bunch of the defensive linemen there from Barry. And I think he might have been able to cross over the 5, maybe even touch up to the 4. If he did, that would put the Tigers, looks like right on the 5. So 3rd and 3 here for Trinity. They don't have to score to keep the drive going. They just need to get down to the 2. Josh Izzy in on the right side, number 33 with Burtness. In motion, Stewart, he's going to get the pitch, and they're going to run to the right. And he's eventually going to be brought down after a 1-yard gain, so that will bring up 4th down. And decision here for Trinity. It'll be easy to take the field goal. The field goal still makes it a 1-possession game. You're 2 yards away from a first down. Or 3 yards away from a first down. And it looks like the offense will stay out there. So Messick's up underneath quickly. Izzy in motion. Looks like they're maybe just going to try to draw everybody offside. And
Timeout.
Trinity will take a timeout here, and that's going to be their 2nd charge of the half. So leave them with 1. Not sure that a delay of game wouldn't have been just as easy to take, save that timeout, but nonetheless, Trinity has taken it, and they will most likely go back out for the field goal to put them up 13-7 if they can boot it through. You still got the entire offense hanging around right there. So Coach Urban in there with Chris Stewart and the rest of the guys. If you are going to run a play here, it would make sense that you call the timeout. And I wouldn't even be surprised if you send out the offense one more time just to see if maybe you get the jump on this attempt. So you get a Barry Viking defender to come across that line and give you the automatic first down. And the offense is headed back out there, much to the delight of the home crowd. It'll be Messick's in shotgun. Davis to his right. And he's going to hand it now, the little reverse back around, and Levine going to throw it. And that will fall incomplete. And so the trick play there on 4th and 3 will come away with no result. As the student section will watch Tigers come away with no points, but the Barry Vikings are pinned up inside the 5-yard line. And Tiger defense will have a chance to create some havoc here if they so choose. Birchfield back. It's going to be Dawson with him. Hand off to Dawson. He goes up. He's got 2, and he's still going. And he's eventually going to be pushed back. And then the tackle is going to be Campbell Miller, along with the usual suspects. Aaron Hale's in there. Michael Jewett's in there. Interior defensive line plus the linebacking core really doing a solid job for the Tigers. Birchfield on 2nd down. Fakes the handoff. And he comes back and he throws. Passes completed and then maybe fumbled. No, they're going to say incomplete. And that'll bring up 3rd and 7. So after a 95-yard drive that spawned no points, Tiger defense, if they can get away with this one without giving up 7 yards or have a penalty on them, they'll put the offense right back to work. Birchfield in shotgun, takes a snap, he surveys the field, he fires, and he's got a completion. That's lucky, and he's got the first down and a little bit more out to the 25, maybe the 26. And it's a first down for the Vikings. And they needed that. Their offense really hasn't seen much action here in the past, well, in real time, pretty close to an hour. Now they'll get rolling here. Snap to Birchfield, surveys again. He's going to air this one deep. He's got a man wide open and just not able to get up underneath it. I believe that was Kinsey. And so Mason Kinsey just not able to sprint that one down. And a nice play call there from the Berry Vikings. That's exactly what you want to do after picking up a nice little first down on 3rd and long. Come right back with a deep play and see if you can catch Trinity off guard. Chandler Polk near side. Kennemore in the slot. Birchfield will motion Dawson out just a touch. Now he gives it to him up the middle and immediately met, but he bounces and he gains an extra 2 yards. It'll be 3rd and 5. Clock keeps running here on the 3rd quarter, 10-7 Trinity. Tigers will send in a couple of extra defensive backs for this one. Officially 3rd and 4 as that one gains 6. Lucky near side, Kinnemer next to him. Trips to Birchfield's left. He's going to keep it and run, and I don't know if he got it. Let's see where the spot is. The line judge comes up, and I think he gives him the favorable spot. That should be a first down. And that one would be interesting. I don't know if we've got a good look at the replay. His knee was down somewhere around the 35, but they're going to give him credit all the way up to about the 37. Take a look there. Well, maybe not. Maybe his forward progress, his knee hits at the 36. That looks like a good spot. Somewhere right around the 37 as his knee hit at the 36, and he had the ball slightly in front of his knee. So good job to the officials on that spot. As the wind is starting to pick up, you can tell from the umpire's pants there. And interesting, it's now blowing from east to west, straight across from the Berry sideline. 26 seconds left to go here in the 3rd quarter. Nobody has scored here in the second half as of yet. Trinity scored on the last play of the half to take the lead. And after a couple of possessions, Berry booted deep, pinned Trinity at the 1-yard line. They went on a long drive. They settled, stalling out at the 5 on a trick play on 4th and 3 from the 5. And it's 1st and 10 here. Clock runs. Birchfield under center. Going to keep, steps back, throws. He's got Kinsey and Mason Kinsey out across midfield. That's a big gain of about 22, and he is a little shaken up on the play. Looks like maybe a stinger on the arm. Hopefully nothing serious. So pitch and catch, a beautiful pass. Yeah, it looks like the helmet just caught the elbow there on Kinsey. Hope for the best, as that's not a spot that rebounds easily on the human body. As he's still on the field in some noticeable pain. Just hope for just a big shakeup and he's able to be okay, as he's already got 5 TDs on the season, and staff helps him up. He bounces up, and if it was something to do with the arm, the fact that he was able to be pulled up with both arms is a great sign. He's trotting off the field, so sit out this play, and hopefully we see him back here right after. 9 seconds left here in the in the third quarter. It was 2 seconds left in the half that Trinity, from a little bit further back, threw it deep down the field, took the lead. Barry trying to march their way down. Birchfield picks up the low snap, fires, and that one almost intercepted as that one was thrown well behind Kinnermore. And just getting a late break on it was Jeremy Harris. And the clock has hit 0 for the third quarter. We will go to the fourth. Nobody scored in the third. Tigers still lead 10-7. You're watching Tiger Network. We'll be right back. As we begin the final 15 here in this one, Trinity still leading in total yards, 296 to 248. Time of possession in Trinity's favor. As Barry is ready around the league. Birmingham Southern 35, Sewanee 3 as they start the fourth quarter. And just before the half, it's Millsaps 14. As Dawson will run for a first down. Millsaps 14, Rhodes nothing. And of course, the big shocker, Austin 20, Center 13. That one was final from this afternoon. The ranked Colonels go down on their SAA opener. Those Tigers will travel up to Kentucky next Saturday, take on the Colonels then. Dawson again, he's got a lot of room to run now, sprinting through, and he might be able to take it, but he's pulled down at the last instance by Kadarius Lee. And that will take them inside the 5, or right at the 5. And so Dawson, after originally starting the game off, unable to control the ball, picking up quite a few now. He's got 9 for 75. There's a 12-yard difference, 284 to 296 in total yardage for the teams. This one passed and caught. Where is it? They're going to say touchdown. And so, see if we get a look at that one once more as the officials are conferring. You see, he catches it. It's definitely a catch. But when does he gain possession? They're going to say touchdown. It's so hard to tell right there. Don't really have much of a challenge review for that. And even if you did, and without 20 cameras out on the field, I don't know if you've got a good look at that one. You need something right down that line to see where he gains possession. So a touchdown, as that one was to Lucky for 5 yards. And that is up and good. So Barry has regained the lead here as we begin the fourth quarter, 14-10 now, as this one keeps going back and forth. We'll take a short break and await the kickoff when we return. Troy Gregory, who added the extra point, looking to kick off here. Tigers will have to wonder if their 95-yard drive coming away with no points will end up hurting their chances to win this game. Still plenty of time left, and not necessarily something you're worried about at this moment. And what a fantastic defensive tackle on special teams there from Brock Skinner, the freshman linebacker out of Houston, Georgia. Just open field tackle on Chris Stewart. And the Tigers will take over after the kickoff at the 20. Nine of 14, 103 yards, 2 touchdowns now for Birchfield. Messick's 11 of 20, 195 and a touchdown. Davis in the backfield. Bunch to the right, and they give it to Davis. Bounces off the initial tackler, and then he's met once again. He's only able to gain 2. Bring up 2nd and 8. Lacey and Levine to the left. Burtness and Stewart to the right. Davis in the backfield, Messick's in shotgun. And he avoids the sack. Comes away, throws it. He's got Stewart, and Stewart's able to scramble around, and he's got the first down. Chris Stewart with a nice little run after the catch, and that'll get the Tigers moving as they are now up to the 35. And officially the 37. He stepped out on the far sideline. Burtness will give way to P.J. Hensley. Or, excuse me, Elliot Gaddis. No. Burtness comes back in. To count the Tigers here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're all there, all 11. Somebody else came off after that play. It might have been Stewart. No, Stewart's still in there, and it's now another timeout. The last timeout for Trinity. They have taken it here. 12:49 left in the fourth quarter. And so a team that didn't waste a whole lot of timeouts early in the game, now out of timeouts here with 12, almost 13 minutes to play. So we hope that won't come down to something where the Tigers need to stop the clock last minute. A quick discussion, and they'll head back out there. And I believe that's the second timeout they've taken on first down. And so their first timeout of the half was taken on a first down play as well. 12:49 left to go. And Messick takes it out of the gun. Fakes the handoff now over to Stewart. Stewart's got a chance to run. Good downfield block by Burtness, and this is going to gain about 9. It'll be 2nd and 1. Austin Burtness with a good downfield block. It's a tricky play there for a receiver. It's so easy to get called for holding. By the time you get going and when you first make contact, you start to already become parallel to the sideline with the guy that you're blocking. And then as he starts to scramble back, just trying to keep him in front of you, it can be so easy to hold. Messick again, Levine has it. Cross midfield to the 43, and the Tigers another first down. Levine now will be a 6th catch. It was about 125 yards. So exactly where that spotted down. First down for the Tigers. Now 120 yards for Levine, 11-yard pitch and catch. And Messick's up to 230. Snap. Hand off to Davis. Davis moves ahead, and he's got about 3. Or maybe just 2, and they'll say 2nd and 8. Davis 14 for 59 now. Just under a 4.4 average. Stewart near side. Lacey in the slot. Burton is far side. Davis behind Messick. Takes it out of the gun. Pulls back. Has Stewart. Nice catch. And he gets clobbered over the middle. But it's worth it. Or maybe not, as he's still not back up. Now he comes up slowly. And, ooh. Do not like the way he got up. Let's watch. Ooh, helmet to helmet not called on that play. And you can see it right here. Maybe it wasn't helmet to, I mean, it's close. He got him up around the helmet. And the way that Stewart walked off, that first step off to the right, and then it looked like he was about to lose his balance. You hope he didn't just suffer a concussion. Of course, the medical staff will be all over that, so we'll see where he's at now. Still on the sideline, and probably for good measure. Trips to the right. Burtness, I believe that's Lacey. They'll go back to the left, and would have been there. And looking for Gaddis. They're just not able to pull it in. I don't think he was looking for it that quickly, but the blitz was coming. Had to get rid of it, and it just sailed through his hands. If he's able to pull that down, Tigers are at 1st and goal. As it is 2nd and 10 here from the 25. Tigers just relinquished the lead for the first time since taking it right before the half. Now a run to Davis. He's immediately going to be hit at the line of scrimmage and held up there. It'll be 3rd and 10. Messick looks back to the sideline. Now he starts running over to get the play call. It's going to be Merrifield, Levine. Try to see who else is in there. The skill position spots for the Tigers. Lacey and Burtness. So 4 wide. Davis in the backfield. Messick looks, now he starts to scramble. He's going to have to go, and he's not able to do much. So he'll be down at the 22. It will be 4th and 7, and this will be a 39-yard field goal attempt if you choose to take it from the right hash. Doesn't even look like a thought process right now. It was 4-down territory, I think, for Coach Urban once this previous play was already called in. So we'll see if, once again, the Berry defense can hold on 4th down deep inside Tiger territory. Messick rolls around. Now he's going to have to do something, and well, as soon as he crossed the line of scrimmage, that one could really go nowhere. It's going to be a turnover. Either he fumbled on the far side, or it's just a turnover on downs. And another disappointing drive ending for the Tigers. And the secondary doing a fantastic job on the last 2 plays, forcing Messick to take off and scramble. Now, Tiger defense, after giving up a touchdown on the last drive, what do they have to come back with? Birchfield, 9 of 14, 103 yards, 2 touchdowns. First play, run for Dawson. He springs it for another 1st down. He picks up right where he left off. That's out across to the 30. Under 9. Right now, if you're Berry, you just want to eat up as much of that clock as you can. And if you can at least get a field goal, you've put it to within, forcing Trinity to go for 2 to take the lead. If you can hammer home a touchdown after wasting about 4 or 5 minutes, you can almost seal up this game. Dawson once again. And out ahead, that's another 9-yard run. 2 plays, he's picked up 19. Tigers trying to stop the pass so much that they haven't really gotten an answer for Dawson. That'll be Birchfield, and he'll be hit hard. And coming up, making the stop immediately is going to be Aaron Hale. A couple of other Tigers joining him in there. That'll bring up 3rd and 2. Another time that the Tigers have really done a good job on 2nd and short, forcing a loss of yardage on the play. If I'm not mistaken, that's the 3rd time that's happened today. So on 3rd and 2. Birchfield, hands off. This one, Beamham. I don't think he got it. It's going to have been on the spot. The far side officials coming in on the line. And they're not even going to measure. They're just going to give it to him. And Coach Urban cannot believe they're not even taking a measurement. I've got to be honest. They should have probably measured that one. At least gotten a measurement out. Because the down marker is still right where the other one was, or where the yard to gain was. First down, Barry. Birchfield goes up top, has Kinsey, is overthrown him. So, 2nd and 10. I just feel like maybe the officials are in a hurry to get out of here. If nothing else, at least run the measurement just to show that it was exactly what it was supposed to be. My goodness. 2 of the top teams here in the league, and a first down call that can make all the difference. Birchfield throws it. Incomplete, almost intercepted. That one thrown behind Kennemore. And that'll bring up 3rd and 10. 6:47 to go. Tigers need a stop here. Get a chance to get the ball back. No timeouts for Trinity. They'll need more time. Down 4, they'll need a touchdown as well. Birchfield trips to his left. Dawson goes out in motion. Now they're going to try to pitch it to him. He's got it, first down. And really a fantastic job by both Dawson and Birchfield. You kind of felt that one coming. And all that Douglas could do to just try to go up on the quarterback. At that point, get a good look at it here. Douglas 49. He makes the decision to go for the quarterback. I think in that one situation, they need 10 yards. Douglas might have been better to force the quarterback to actually run that and then make a decision on whether or not you're going to stop him elsewhere. It's easy to say after the fact. It's easy to say when you're not in the middle of the play. But they needed 10 yards on that, and the fastest way for them to get it was the dump over the top of the linebacker. And that'll be 2nd and 10 from the 40. Inside the 40 at the 38. Both teams with a turnover so far. Neither one able to score off of it. It's been a fairly clean game. Not a lot of penalties either. Birchfield drops back, has a receiver open, and great coverage by the 2-time football All-American Austin Michaelis, a 4-year soccer star here for the Tigers with a grad year and a year of eligibility to line up at defensive back. Native of Austin, Texas, with fantastic coverage, forcing the 3rd and 9. Crowd coming to their feet. Tigers need a stop. Birchfield takes the low snap. No, he's got room to scramble. He's going to take off and run. He's going to get nowhere. Taken down at the line of scrimmage. That's the senior captain, Campbell Miller, making the play when he had to. Excuse me, just a junior captain, Campbell Miller. And a player down for the Tigers. Looks like maybe just a cramp. I hope it's just a cramp. It's the humid conditions maybe getting to everybody. Bouncing up. Michael Jewett, he's able to walk off under his own power. Now a little trot. It's great to see. Tigers. 4th and 9 for Barry. Will be interesting to see what happens here. 5:24 to play. From Barry, I almost just come out here with my offense and run the play. If you turn it over here, they've still got to go 61 yards. They've got the punter out. Actually, it's number 99. Hope listed at 98. So Severson. He's going to boot it away. What a punt. What a beautiful spiral pass, but did it go out of bounds up the line? That's the question. The referee keeps coming. Keeps coming. Right there. About the 17, so not a bad job. He gets it inside the 20, but considering where you were punting from, maybe not the best result. But you have forced Trinity to go for a pretty decently long drive here with under 5 minutes to play. No timeouts for the Tigers. That's the first game of the SAA season for the team already 1-1. They've lost to a ranked team. Game that they played close up in Abilene against Hardin-Simmons. Now they've got Barry here, a ranked team at home. Hardin-Simmons was number 9. They've moved to number 7. Barry comes in at 13. A couple of teams in the top 15 have lost already this week. So Barry with a win, presumably moving up a little bit higher. Center, the other ranked team here in the SAA, likely to be unranked next week when the Tigers play them. Tigers were looking at playing 3 consecutive ranked teams, but with the loss to Austin College, that looks doubtful that Center will stay in the top 25. Trinity receiving votes, if you count all the way down, they're pretty much just tied for 42nd. Messick, he'll scramble. See what he can do. Avoids it. Now he's got the throw, and that might be a bad decision, and it is. The INT, and Barry's got the ball back. And at the 43-yard line, it will be Barry ball. Fantastic pursuit there from Barry's defense. And then that one thrown into coverage. Tigers will need to get it back. 4:08 to play. It's going to be hard to do. They have no way to stop the clock. Barry can pretty much take a couple of handoffs and start to run this game down. Dawson slides over. He'll get the handoff. And you've got to be expecting it if you're Trinity, and he's still able to gain about 4 yards up the middle. You're expecting it, but you don't want to get beat deep on the play action type of a play. You've got to pretty much eye in on the halfback and then hope that your defenders are doing their job in the secondary. Birchfield in shotgun. He's got 2 to his right, 1 to his left. Dawson in motion and steps back, and now he gets the ball again. He's got room to bounce to the outside and maybe a little bit more. He's got the first down, and he is down at the 28-yard line. And quickly doing the math, this is not working out in Trinity's favor. They're going to be able to run down quite a bit more time here. They can run this to about 2:40, 2:41. And then they can run another play that runs it down to 2. And then from that spot, if they pick up a first down after 2 plays, this one can be kneel downs the rest of the way. Birchfield to Dawson. He's got a scap and moves ahead, and that's 6 yards. And that'll take us to under 2 before the next snap has to come off. Tigers have to get a stop here, because if If Barry gets another first down, this one is pretty much over. It's going to be number 25 in the backfield. That's Zach Fuller, the freshman. And it'll be a timeout at 2 minutes for Barry, their first charge.
Timeout.
And that'll probably allow them to get Dawson back in if they so choose. Isaiah Dawson, 14 carries, 114 yards, averaging 8.1, most of that coming here in the second half. Most of that coming here in the fourth quarter. His carries in the fourth quarter have gone for 12, 24, 11, 8, 4, 11, and 5 yards. And Trinity just no response for Isaiah Dawson here late in the game. As he has been pretty much the difference maker.
It is second down.
INT for Barry earlier was Devin Greer. He set Barry up in pretty good spot. And that is Dawson, and he's finally met at the line of scrimmage. That'll bring up third down. They're going to be able to run this down to about a minute, and then they will be in field goal range. If they do not pick up a first down here, Trinity could get the ball back. Realistically, with about 30 seconds left, somewhere in that range. And they will need to drive all the way down and score another touchdown. It was almost exactly what they had when they got the ball in the second quarter, and they scored then. So we'll see what happens. This one tossed out to Dawson, and he's not going to be able to get there. Realistically, the Tigers needed a turnover on that play. They don't get it. And so from the 28, now this is going to be an interesting play. This would be a 45-yard field goal if Barry were to choose to go for it. If not, Tigers still need a touchdown, but a touchdown would win the game as opposed to just tying it. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Fuller is coming back out. Barry's going to go for it. They've got a lot of faith in their defense. 43 seconds, 42, play clock at 7. They will probably just call timeout here when the play clock gets to 2 or 1. And that's what they do. 34 seconds. And they will probably waste another 5-6 seconds on this play, depending on what happens. So even if they don't pick up a first down, Trinity can only get the ball back with about 30 seconds left. And they will need to go roughly 80 yards, maybe 75, to get the job done. They will have no timeouts to do so. And it's a 45-yard field goal from here. Actually, it's going to be a little bit closer. It's going to be about a 43-yard field goal from the 26. The wind blowing slightly out of the southeast, so it would be kind of pushing back against it. We'll see what they choose to do if they end up sending Trey Gregory out there. Like I said, you still force Trinity to have to score a touchdown. The only difference is if Trinity is able to do so and you kick the field goal, they tie. If you don't, well, Trinity could win it. And this could go either way. They've got Fuller in the backfield, but they've got Kennemore and Lucky to the right. Kinsey up to the top of your screen. Birchfield. See what he chooses to do. Maybe they're just going to try to draw Trinity offside. It's not going to give them a first down. They will probably call a play here. Play clock under 10. Birchfield looks over the middle, and he's got Kinsey, and that will do it. And Barry will move to 4-0 and improve on their 13th rank in the country as they will escape Trinity with a victory here And I'd imagine this is going to be the way it ends. The play clock hasn't started yet. They don't have to run another play. 14-10 Berry. And that looks like it will do it. So a hard-fought game, a fantastic game between two of the top teams here in the SAA. Trinity's now got their work cut out for them, having already lost 2 games this year. They're going to need to go undefeated the rest of the way to have a shot. And there are 2 losses to top 15 teams who are probably going to be somewhere around the top 10 after the next poll comes out. And so a heartbreaking loss for the Tigers, and Berry escapes with the victory. Trinity moves to 1-2. They travel to Kentucky next week. And for Berry, they continue their SAA march as they take on Millsaps. And so just quickly looking at it, Millsaps just started the second half. They're still at 14-0 on Rhodes. And Birmingham Southern, 35-16, 9 minutes left over Sewanee. And so the SAA season marches on. And after the first week, Trinity is looking to climb the ladder. Berry looking to stay atop. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Tiger Network. I hope you've enjoyed the broadcast. And we'll be back here October the 5th when we take on Austin College. That'll also be Alumni Weekend. And so it should be some fantastic festivities. We'll be inducting the Hall of Fame for the class of 2019. It should be a lot of fun. You can catch that at halftime. And we thank everybody for tuning in. If you're a Trinity fan, we've got Trinity Women's Soccer. We've got 2 ranked teams as the Trinity Women's team will take on Christopher Newport tomorrow at noon. And thanks for everybody joining in, and have a great night.